Hello everybody, welcome to this week's reading. And boy, we got winds kicked up here in New Hampshire. Winds of change upon us once again. We are shifting into an earth sign of Virgo. Virgo is super diligent, really searches. I get the essence of searches for like the perfect answers, really wanting to be detailed, to make lists, to keep track of the schedule. It's very grounded energy. And so we're in the just tail end of Leo, the last toast to this beautiful energy of the fire sign of Leo, the lion, the lioness. And I mentioned in my post on Facebook that we're going to turn our attention away from that inner lion, lioness. I want to point out we never lose touch with that part of us. So if you've experienced something with this Leo energy during this time we've been in it, you can revisit that anytime you want, just simply with intention of calling up that inner Leo, the inner lion, lioness. Please call upon it, because what I do love about Leo is it's pure life force. There is so much momentum we gather with Leo before we go into the very diligent, hardworking, detailed Virgo. It's like we've expanded over this time. We've been in the Leo energy and gathered knowledge and experience. Some things have happened. It might have been fiery, it might have been unexpected, but somehow it has made you more vibrant. And now you can put that vibrance to work into something that is very concrete and real. So we're going to have a final toast to Leo, because Leo's just fun, and Leo's always ready for a party. So let's have a final farewell. Little party right here. So Leo 17 is what wanted to come through from the Sabian set. Volunteer church choir makes a social event of rehearsal. I get the sense when I was digging into this of Leo wanting us to part out of that energy with a feeling of togetherness, a celebration of spirit, the importance of gatherings of people, of gathering like-minded individuals, of gathering family, of gathering dear friends, and being generous of heart. All of those activities, togetherness and gatherings, and really celebrating the spirit, and what I mean, like that vivaciousness of Leo, celebrating that part of ourselves. It truly offers a vibrance that gets us through the rest of the year. This hits us at the midpoint, this Leo energy. And it just drives us through the rest of the year. It gives that much needed bump. So all of that to say, Leo is, I consider to be one of the most generous of heart energies, where they would just do anything to make another smile. And they're so willing to get up on stage and be silly or be serious or whatever it takes to bring emotion, which is just life force coming up, you know. So we're just doing this because that Leo energy, it's such a beautiful celebration, and there's a part of me that hates to see it go, but I always get so much out of Virgo season that I just honor what Leo has kicked up within me. So, without further ado, let's get to the cards. So if you chose the first set, the crystal and card combo, this was the first card. And I'm going to point out the crystals first. This is the crystal. I'm not sure if you can see. This is Labradorite. This happens to be my very favorite crystal. Not sure, again, if you can see. Labradorite has this interesting patterning within it, where there are, you know, bits of green, and then all of a sudden this blue color starts popping up. And it's sort of like the peacock colors. Really beautiful when you look at it in the light of day. And so I know this to be reflector / definer. It's like when you see a beautiful silvery fish in a river, in a stream. And it's almost like it just reflects something back. There's an idea of being able, in this Leo season, that you've been able to reflect on something. That life has mirrored back for you a gift that is yours to have. This is very Piscean energy, this crystal, at least my connection with it feels Piscean. It's very much a go with the flow kind of energy, and I feel like that's what Leo's parting message to you, in the spirit of generosity of heart and that great feeling we get when we gather together, is this sense of going with the flow, of looking at life and seeing, can you see those colors? Looking at life and seeing it reflect back to you, depending on how you look at it. All of a sudden the colors and the depth and the beauty of life starts to appear, but you have to kind of change your perspective. That's what Leo's so great at. Really changing perspective as needed to kind of look at something differently, because Leo's always looking for the fun. So if there's not any joy in the way you're looking at something, Leo is saying to you, maybe try changing your perspective, because it will offer a whole other view, just like this Labradorite piece here, and how the light brings out different portions of its beauty. And the same is true within you. So the card from the Messages or Healing with the Fairies deck by Doreen Virtue for you is letting go. And how beautiful. At the end of Leo, we had a full moon, partial lunar eclipse, and it was in Aquarius, which rules astrology, and it's just it's like you're tapped into the vibe of the universe. That's the way that I look at Aquarius. And there's a sense here, she's reaching up to the cosmos. There's a sense of just truly that letting go feeling, is that flow, is that total surrender to knowing that the universe has got your back, and truly thoughts and the perspective we choose to take on can shape so much of our experience. And so that's Leo's parting wisdom to you, is to allow that flow, allow that letting go, allow that surrender, which doesn't have to be a scary word. It's kind of letting things fall into place and realizing that the universe, your team, wants to take care of you. And when we put up the, hands like no, and we try to hide away, or we say no to things that are offered up as new opportunities, it's harder for your team to work with you. So be open and receptive, all out there, just like Leo. Okay? Next up, let me just put this crystal down, as I really don't want to drop that. Okay, Animal Medicine card is next. This was the card, the back of the card. I'm going to introduce the crystal for it first. This is known to me, it's Green Calcite, and I know this by the name of Sprout. And if you turn it this way, it looks very much like a plant that's coming up, sprouting through the ground. Pure Leo energy here. Leo has a lot of life force energy, as I mentioned, and it takes so much energy for that sprout to come up through the ground. Those who've been listening to me for a while know that I'm addicted to this vision of watching a plant make that final penetration up through the soil and out into the sun. And that's like the Leo, when it finally pops up, that's that Leo energy, is I'm out, bring on the sun, because I'm ready to grow. That's what I get absolutely for you. Leo is like, please push ahead, all systems go, you've got this. Your shoot is coming up and it's just going to be radiant. Leo wants you to expand and use what you've learned in this time that you've been in this energy to just shoot on up through. This green calcite, it's like the welcoming of a new challenge. It is really a new root structure for you. It's like during that early Leo process, you know, the roots were kind of forming, and it just gives it more fortification to come on up through. Okay, Leo's that forceful. It's got masculine energy vibe to it. So it's about really asserting yourself and coming up with, it's a new beginning as we go into Virgo. And such a fortunate, I always love these energy patterns, going into Virgo, which is very diligent, hardworking, earth-based energy. This is about getting down to business now. So Leo's encouraging you, embrace this new beginning of whatever has started. The combo message with that is the skunk energy. And I know probably you're laughing if you pick this card, like seriously, I get the skunk. So I want to tell you what's beautiful about skunk. First of all, what I noticed on this card is it's number 7. So to me, that's about relationships. It's about working with other people. I'm thinking about the 7th house in astrology. And I'm also thinking about number 7 in the signs is Libra. It is about a harmony between you and other people. And that is part of this sprout that is coming through, this new beginnings. It's like a fresh look at how you harmonize with others. And I wrote down some notes about the skunk energy because I don't have these all memorized. I'm learning them slowly, but different things pop out as I'm reading the description. So skunk energy is known as reputation. That's the basic of the message. And what I was getting is that when you assert without ego and you respect sort of where others are at, and you give that respect to yourself, but yet you are able to assert, that is this boom, like able to come up through the soil and to be seen, and be strong within yourself, you automatically receive that reputation, a reputation of integrity. Okay, you attract to those that you find most nourishing for you if you choose to look at relationships that way. The skunk is saying in this card, in this reading, that, you know, think about who you choose to attract into your life in some of your closest relationships, the people that you're going to rely on maybe for the balance of this year. We all rely on each other, and some of us don't get to see others that often, but it does not mean that their energy is still not very present. So think about who you need to rely on for the balance of this year, Leo is saying through the skunk, and consciously make the choice of who you want to harmonize with in order to continue to make this shoot come up and really flourish. That is a conscious choice. That is where our feelings and our thoughts and our beautiful brains can help us out to make a choice, make an educated choice. Okay, so who do I want in my life? What kind of energy will support me? And really kind of turning the back. Leo's not afraid to turn its back on what's not fun or what's not working for it. So don't be afraid to do that. It doesn't literally mean you have to kick somebody out of your life, but you can kind of turn your attention and your focus on certain people that really truly support you. So as you're doing that, the idea of reputation comes through in that you're giving yourself the respect and the energy support that you need in order for this new beginning to really expand as we get into this earth energy of Virgo. And I want to say for you, really weaving through the rest of the year, because this could be a long-term type of project, personal project, if you will, bringing more harmony into your life and choosing that for yourself. And one last thing on the skunk. I do want to say too, it's about calling on your inner charisma. That is Leo to a T. So much charisma, these people. Leo sun, particularly. Just, you're magnetized to them. And so you may very well be magnetized to people who have these Leo-like aspects. They're people that carry a lot of life force within them, and they're not afraid to shine it, because that kind of self-respect and self-worth that Leo, generally speaking, naturally carries can be incredibly useful to you, and will continue to propel you along your path. When you're doubting yourself, geez, just get by a Leo, because they'll just pump you up in the best of ways, in very real ways, but they have no shortage of life force energy. So really think about your own inner charisma and the mix of that energy with other people, and where you clash and where you really come together. Even if a Leo is very opposite from who you really are, they can be incredibly activating just with their energy, just by being in their energy field. They can, like, you know, just make you soar into a whole new level of your expansion. Okay, next up is, this is from the Messages from Your Animal Spirit Guides deck, and the crystal that goes with this is Bornite. My piece is not as bright as some of them are. This is also known as peacock ore, and I do call this peacock. And what I was getting with this is about shining bold new facets of you and showing your colors, literally, okay? Not being afraid to show, even if they're a little rough, even if the surfaces aren't just right and it's all not polished and beautiful. And you know, this crystal, I mean, some of them contain some blue, but I don't have one that has that. But I love this just as it is. And so it's a very rough crystal. It's, you know, got a lot of depth when you really look at how the color speckles out within it. And I have a lot of gold in this one in particular, and the sort of magenta color. And so it's just Leo saying to you, don't be afraid to put that tail up, baby, like a peacock, and be seen. And just put your color out there. Who cares? Who cares? Put it out there. The world needs more color. That's Leo, like, not afraid to be out there in the spotlight, shining it all. So your card is octopus. And just interesting, the colors in that octopus, boy, they align beautifully with the colors in my piece of Bornite. This says on the card, practice shape-shifting by altering your physical appearance and mannerisms. So Leo energy is encouraging you to think about continuing to change. It can be external appearance as you feel called, because as you do that, it is activating something else within you. And most importantly, what I'm getting is it activates responses from other people that just like kick you up into another gear. And so this can also be trying out new projects. It's very much about perception, and particularly other people's perception of you. Because if you want to put something out there that this is who I am, you simply have to take that stand and make that pronouncement. A friend of mine recently decided to go gray. She decided to go silver. And I just think that's the type of thing that you're defining, that I'm ready to step into this level of maturity where an even deeper level of wisdom is accessed according to the perceptions that our society has that older people, the older generations, the elder generations, which are often marked by gray, silver, white hair, that there is a certain level, that a depth of wisdom there. And so it's like working with these perceptions that we have in life and using them to your advantage to travel down a different path and to open up new levels of expansion that are even broader than you could have imagined. And again, it's very much based on other people's perception, like, wow, if you all of a sudden decided to dress differently, or all of a sudden decided to wear a certain color more often. I know for me, I very often wear this sort of aqua teal, that peacock kind of color, and I get compliments on that quite often, so I know it's just in keeping with my vibration that I felt called to start wearing that color, and it brings out these reactions in people, which then, who doesn't like compliments? So you get the compliments and it's just like boom, it just sort of it makes your energy field more rich and full of literal vibration. I mean, it's a real good resonance kind of tool to get things chugging in your favor. So again, it's hard to get specific on this. I do feel like it's got for most of you, it's got something to do with appearance, because that's the thing, is when you watch an octopus in the water and the shapes that they make as they're swimming, it's fascinating to watch that, and they're totally manipulating their body in order to move them, propel them along their path. So whether it's, hair color, hairstyle, your physical body, and taking care of that in a different way so that it changes, it's something that people are really going to notice, though. Dressing differently, starting to wear essential oils as perfume instead of perfume. It's going to have a visceral reaction with other people, is what I feel like. They're not going to be able to not notice. And as you do that, it then benefits your energy field and your expansion. So Leo really wants you to put yourself out there. And it could be in kind of a brand new way that really brings out your colors, your depth, in a way that has not been seen before. Very exciting development there and potential for just ever-expanding growth. So on that topic of growth, today's a very special day for me. I decided to put myself out there. Speaking of, something very different, I'm claiming it for myself because I've been skirting around this for a while. I am starting to offer astrology services, so you can visit my website at Call of the Wild Energy Therapy, ridiculous long name, .com. And I've got an astrology services section. And I'm starting out with just a few offerings right now that I offer. Most of them are offered as private video links, so you can view it as many times as you like. And I bring my flavor of interpretation to your chart. Those who know me know I like to go deep, so it isn't a fluffy kind of a reading. I tend to really focus on practical steps you could take to begin to bring some balance to your life through your star alignments. As a Libra rising myself, I'm very interested in harmony within the self in order to mirror out harmony in our world. So you can check that out on the website. Big day. I've been scared to put myself out there. But it feels like it's time, and that was Leo's message to me, is you need to shine this one bright and go for it. And now Virgo will allow me to work very diligently and perfect that craft even further. So thank you all, and wishing you good vibrations. Let's do a big cheers to Leo. We love you, Leo. Take care.